Singapore and the meeting, see what happens, whether or not it happens. If it does, that'll be great. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. President Xi is a world-class poker player. There was a somewhat different attitude after that meeting. Thank you very much. It's a great honor to have President Moon of South Korea with us. We've become great friends over the years, and it's now we've now known each other for quite some time. We're working on many things. Obviously, North Korea is the big one. No matter how big trade is, North Korea, in this case, is the big one. And we'll be discussing that. We'll also be discussing trade. We have a very big trade arrangement that we're renegotiating right now with South Korea. They've been excellent people to work with for the Trump administration. And we will have some pretty good news, I think, on trade. And we'll be discussing other things. But the big topic will be Singapore and the meeting, see what happens, whether or not it happens. If it does, that'll be great. It'll be a great thing for North Korea. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. Whatever it is, it is. But I look forward to spending quite a bit of time with the President, and I think a lot of good things will happen. I want to thank everybody for being here. Mr. President, great honor. Thank you. Thank you.
국내 일정이 매우 바쁘고 또 북미 정상회담을 앞둔 중요한 시기에 이렇게 많은 시간 내주시고 또 따뜻하게 환대해 주셔서 감사드립니다. 먼저 며칠 전 텍사스 고등학교에서 벌어진 총격 사건으로 무고한 희생자들이 발생한 것에 대해서 우리 트럼프 대통령님과 또 미국 국민들께 위로의 말씀을 드립니다. 또한 미국민 억류자들이 북한으로부터 무사하게 귀환한 것에 대해서 다시 한번 축하합니다. 힘을 통한 평화라는 트럼프 대통령님의 강력한 비전과 리더십 덕분에 사상 최초의 북미 정상회담이 열리게 되었고 한반도의 완전한 비핵화와 세계 평화라는 꿈에 성큼 다가설 수 있게 되었습니다. 바로 트럼프 대통령이시기 때문에 지난 수십 년간 아무도 해내지 못했던 일을 바로 트럼프 대통령께서 해내시리라고 저는 확신합니다. 우리 한국과 한반도의 운명과 미래에도 대단히 중요한 일이기 때문에 저도 최선을 다해서 북미 정상회담의 성공을 돕고 또 트럼프 대통령과 언제까지나 함께 할 것이라는 것을 약속드립니다. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much.
Mr. President, serious about denuclearization?
I do think he's serious. I think he would like to see that happen. At the same time, he's going into a future that's different from what they've had. But I think he's absolutely very serious, yes.
You think, Mr. President, can you...
One second, John. Go ahead. Go ahead. John?
Can you give us an update, sir, just on where things stand with the summit?
Well, we're moving along, and we'll see what happens. There are certain conditions that we want, and I think we'll get those conditions. And if we don't have the meeting. And frankly, it has a chance to be a great, great meeting for North Korea and a great meeting for the world. If it doesn't happen, maybe it'll happen later. Maybe it'll happen at a different time. But we will see. But we are talking. The meeting scheduled, as you know, on June 12th in Singapore. And whether or not it happens, you'll be knowing pretty soon. But we're talking right now.
Do you have an idea of how denuclearization would take place? Would it be...
I do. I have a very strong idea how it takes place. And it must take place. That's what we're talking about. It must take place. So, but I have a very strong idea, and I have very strong opinions on the subject. I also have very strong opinions that North Korea has a chance to be a great country. And it can't be a great country under the circumstances that they're living right now. But North Korea has a chance really to be a great country, and I think they should seize the opportunity, and we'll soon find out whether or not they want to do that. Yes?
President, have you spoken to Kim Jong-un?
I don't want to say that.
Do you trust Kim Jong-un? going into these negotiations?
There's no reason to discuss that. I can say this, that for a short period of time, we've been dealing with North Korea, and it's been a, good experience. We have 3 hostages back. They're home. They're living with their families. They're very, very happy. And so I can only speak for a very short period of time, but it's been a relationship that seems to be working, and we'll see how long it continues to work. Hopefully it's going to work for a long time. John?
How much confidence and trust do you have in my president in playing the mediator role in resolving this North Korea issue and the denuclearization process?
I have great confidence in your president. I think that he's brought a different perspective to the talks with North Korea. He wants to be able to make a deal. Now, you've had some very hard-line administrations, and you have President Moon, and you've had others before President Moon who also had more or less this attitude. I think he's a very capable person. I think he's an extremely competent man. I think he's a very good person, and I think he wants to have what's good for the Korean Peninsula, not just North or South, for the entire Korean Peninsula. So I have tremendous confidence in President Moon, and I think that his way, the way he is, really is helping us to potentially make a deal. Whether the deal gets made or not, who knows? It's a deal. Who knows? You never know about deals. You go into deals that are 100% certain it doesn't happen. You go into deals that have no chance, and it happens, and sometimes happens easily. I've made a lot of deals. I know deals, I think, better than anybody knows deals. You never really know, and that's why I say to you. But I will tell you, this is a good man, and he is a very capable man, and I think South Korea is very lucky to have him. Do you want to interpret that for him so he can hear it? Because, he's not hearing what we're doing here. Go ahead. Wait, we'll just let that be interpreted. He probably does. Probably knows better than we do. Did I do a good job? I can't do better than that. That's called an A+ rating, right? So I can't do better. Okay, we'll take a couple of more. Go ahead.
Mr. President, what are your conditions for meeting with Kim Jong-un?
Well, I'd rather not say, but we are working on something, and, there's a chance that it'll work out. There's a very substantial chance that it won't work out. I don't want to waste a lot of time, and I'm sure he doesn't want to waste a lot of time. So there's a very substantial chance that it won't work out, and that's okay. That doesn't mean it won't work out over a period of time, but it may not work out for June 12th. But there's a good chance that we'll have the meeting.
Mr. President, I could ask you and President Moon this question. In terms of denuclearization, should it be an all-in-one, or could it be incremental with incentives along the way for Kim Jong-un to denuclearize?
Well, all-in-one would be nice, I can tell you. I'm not going to go beyond that. It would certainly be better if it were all-in-one. Does it have to be? I don't think I want to totally commit myself, but all-in-one would be a lot better, or at least for physical reasons over a very short period of time. You do have some physical reasons that it may not be able to do exactly that. So for physical reasons, over a very short period of time, essentially that would be all-in-one.
If the North Korea and Kim Jong-un decide the CVID, will you really guarantee the safety of the regime of North Korea?
I will guarantee his safety, yes. We will guarantee his safety. And we've talked about that from the beginning. He will be safe. He will be happy. His country will be rich. His country will be hardworking and very prosperous. They're very great people. They're hardworking, great people. Look at what happened with South Korea. Don't forget, we helped South Korea. We have spent trillions of dollars, not billions, trillions of dollars over many, many years. We helped South Korea. And South Korea is one of the most incredible countries in terms of what they do. You know that. That's where you are. That's where you're from. Same people. Same people. So, yeah, I think that he will be extremely happy if something works out. And if it doesn't work out, honestly, he can't be happy. But he has a chance to do something that maybe has never been done before. And I think it would be, if you look 25 years into the future, 50 years into the future, he will be able to look back and be very proud of what he did for North Korea and actually for the world. And just to finish that, because it's a very important question, South Korea, China, and Japan and I've spoken to all three. One I happen to have right here. They will be willing to help, and I believe invest very, very large sums of money into helping to make North Korea great.
What do you want to hear from President Moon about his own summit with Kim Jong-un? What can he tell you as you're preparing for the meeting in Singapore?
Well, that's what we're here for. He's going to tell me. He's got his own meetings that he's had. We're going to discuss that. He may have a meeting coming up. He may not. The word is that he may not. It may be directly with us. It may go directly to us in Singapore, or it may be at a later date. But that's one of the reasons that he's here, to talk about that.
Is there anything you want to ask him specifically?
Nothing.
Tell us?
No. We speak a lot on the phone. This should not be that long a meeting, actually.
I mean, President Moon may have a meeting with
He may or may not. He may or may not. Right now, he doesn't know whether or not he has a meeting. But he may or may not have a meeting with Kim Jong-un.
China maybe discouraged Kim.
No, but I think that President Xi is a world-class poker player. And I'd probably maybe doing the same thing that he would do. But I will say this, there was a somewhat different attitude after that meeting, and I'm a little surprised. Now, maybe nothing happened. I'm not blaming anybody, but I'm just saying maybe nothing happened and maybe it did. But there was a different attitude by the North Korean folks when, after that meeting. So I don't think it was a great meeting. Nobody knew about the meeting. And all of a sudden, it was reported that he was in China a second time. The first time everybody knew about. The second time it was like a surprise. And I think things changed after that meeting. So I can't say that I'm happy about it. Now, President Moon may have a different opinion. I'd like to have your opinion on that, what you thought of the second meeting with President Xi. What is your feeling? And I don't want to get him in trouble. He lives right next to China. You know, he's not too far away.
예, 우선 이 북미 정상회담이 성공할 수 있을 것인가, 그리고 북한의 완전한 비핵화라는 것이 과연 실현될 것인가, 여기에 대해서 회의적인 시각이 미국 내에 많이 있다는 사실을 잘 알고 있습니다. 예, 그러나 과거에 실패해 왔었다고 이번에도 실패할 것이라고 미리 비관한다면 역사의 발전이라는 것은 있을 수 없을 것입니다. 지금까지 북미 간에 여러 번 합의가 있었지만 정상들 간의 합의가 도모되는 것은 이번이 사상 최초입니다. 더구나 그 정상회담을 이끄는 분이 바로 트럼프 대통령이십니다. 트럼프 대통령은 지금의 이 극적인 변화, 긍정적인 상황 변화를 이끌어내셨습니다. 저는 트럼프 대통령께서 북미 정상회담도 반드시 성공시켜서 65년 동안 끝내지 못했던 한국 전쟁을 종식시키고 북한의 완전한 비핵화를 이룬과 동시에 한반도의 항구적인 평화 체제를 구축하고 또 북미 간에도 수교를 하는 등 정상적인 관계를 수립해 내실 것이라고 확신합니다. 그것은 세계사에 있어서 엄청난 대전환이 될 것입니다. 그 엄청난 대전환의 위협을 트럼프 대통령이 반드시 이뤄낼 것이라는 믿음을 가지고 있고 저도 거기에 최선을 다해서 협조할 것입니다. 그리고 그것은 북한에게도 체제의 안전을 보장함과 동시에 북한에게 평화와 번영을 이렇게 만들 수 있게 해주는 아주 좋은 일이 될 것입니다.
Mr. President, do you believe that President Xi is committed to peace and committed to North Korea's denuclearization?
I would like to think so. I hope so. I mean, we're dealing mostly on trade, but you see, when I'm dealing on trade, I have many other things in mind also. Every time I talk to China about trade, I'm thinking about the border, because that border is a very important element in what we're doing. It has been cut off largely, but it's been opened up a little bit lately. I don't like that. I don't like that. So we have a very powerful hand on trade, and when I'm thinking about trade, you know, I read you folks and you say, well, why doesn't he do? There's a much bigger picture that I have in mind. Trade has always been a very important element in my life, talking about other countries ripping off the United States. I've been watching them do it for 35 years. I've been watching them do that for so many years, and nothing's changed other than over the last 15, 20 years it's gotten worse. And it's not just China. But when I think of trade with China, I'm also thinking about what they're doing to help us with peace with North Korea. That's a very important element. So we'll see how it all works out. But in the end, it'll work out. Can't tell you exactly how or why, but it always does. It's going to work out. Okay? Thank you all. John, you have one more? Go ahead.
One more, sir. I'm just wondering, what is your vision for the long game with North Korea? Is it two Koreas peacefully coexisting, or would you like to see reunification at some point?
Well, I think what's going to happen is you'll start off certainly with two Koreas, and then it's going to be largely up to them as to whether or not they get together. You know, that border was artificially imposed many, many years ago, and imposed to a certain extent and to a very large extent by us. It's an artificial border, but it's a border that nevertheless it took seed, and that's what you have. I would say that we are looking certainly right now at two Koreas, two very successful Koreas. You're going to have a very, very successful North Korea, and you're going to have a very successful, and you already do, South Korea. I mean, South Korea was in condition that was as bad as North Korea many years ago when they started this great experiment that worked out so well for them. Now you look at Samsung and LG and the ships that they're building and what they're doing, it's incredible. When I was over there, I flew over plants that are incredible. What they've done is incredible. So I see two Koreas, and then ultimately maybe someday in the future, it wouldn't be now, but someday in the future maybe they'll get together and you'll go back to one Korea. And that would be okay with me too, as long as they both wanted that. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you.